If you had one word to describe the Christian life, what would it be? Would you say love? Would you say joy? Would you say peace, forgiveness, salvation? Maybe those are all good words. But what about freedom? Where does that word fall on your list? Here's what the Apostle Paul says in Galatians 5:1. He says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set you free. Stand firm then and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." It is for what? Freedom that Christ has set us free. Okay, sounds great. Freedom's awesome, but freedom from what? Well, not just freedom from the power of sin, although that is certainly true. Here he's talking about freedom from the tyranny of the law. It's a kind of freedom of conscience. What does that mean? Well, it means that little voice in the back of our heads and in our hearts that always tells us, you're not doing enough. You're not good enough. You're not a good enough mom. You're not a good enough husband. You're not a good enough dad. You're not a good enough teammate, classmate, student, whatever. You are not enough. That little voice no longer gets to have jurisdiction in our hearts. Why? Because we say to that, amen, we are not enough, but Jesus Christ is. Jesus Christ was enough for us. So freedom is this word that gets to characterize our lives. Martin Luther, he has this wonderful quote where he says, "A Christian is a perfectly free Lord of all, subject to none. And a Christian is a perfectly dutiful servant of all, subject to all." In other words, we are free in respect to our relationship with God. He doesn't need anything from us, but our neighbors do. So we're free from the accusing power of the law, this little voice that tells us we're not doing enough, and we're free to, therefore, go and serve our neighbors.